Hello gamers, and welcome to some preview content for the upcoming Siege of Dunkirk DLC for Steel Division 2. It's going to contain two new divisions, the Nemesis DLC, and there will be Festung Dünkirchen on the Axis side, and the C.I.A.B.G, the Czechoslovak Independent Armoured Brigade group on the Allied side. I'm going to introduce the divisions as per usual. Then I will show you my deck. Then I will do like a showcase battle as well. And I will also include a German video for each division as well. So Festung Dünkirk or Dünkirchen was hastily formed and retreated to hold the port of Dunkirk, which is kind of interesting for me because I frequently travel via the port of Dunkirk to the UK. And yeah, they kept fighting kind of till the very end, more or less, and even attacked the besiegers several times, even using a Jagd Panther. And you get Luftwaffe troops, you get Kriegsmarine troops, you get some straggler grenadier, not much air. It's going to be quite the interesting division. You can pause and read the entire description. So I do possibly like Festung Dünkirchen a lot already because of the voice lines, because Verteidigungsbereich Toulon has fantastic voice lines. Let's take a look at the activation slots. You get a little bit of Recon, you get a ton of infantry, gets a bit expensive towards the end though, 2 tank slots only, very decent support slots, also decent anti-tank slots, a lot of AA slots again, which is cool. Bit like Toulon. Very decent artillery slots and a tiny little bit of AA of air, but at least 2 slots are very cheap. That could be worse. Let's start with the infantry because I tend to start building my decks using the infantry. So you get your standard Ersatztruppen. Most of your troops come in the DMA, which is a Peugeot DMA, a French truck, and it's unfortunately not super fast, 70 kilometers. Then you get the KM Landesschützen that you already know from Toulon. You can bring them in A and B phase, disheartened. Then you get the Luftwaffe Jäger, which you know from 3rd Fallschirmjäger. Because of the Fallschirmjäger nerf, 3rd Fallschirmjäger is not played that much anymore. And yeah, here's your chance to bring them back, the Luftwaffe Jäger at least. Then we come to our first new unit, Stoßtruppen Panzerfaust, or PZF. And I think this is a super cool unit. It's only 15 points. All the Stoßtruppen have been reduced in price recently. You can bring them, you have to bring them upwetted. You can bring them in A, B, or C phase. And I really like them because you get 5 SMGs, you get a Panzerfaust and the geballte Ladung. So there's not much left to be desired for. Other Stoßtruppen, for example, include a Molotov cocktail, but I think geballte Ladung is better. So this is a really cool new unit, I think. Then you get another new unit in the Festungsgrenadier with the label rifle here and an automatic rifle. And this is a disheartened troop, new one, with 15 strength. So very, very beefy, 12 dudes. And in B phase you get 24, only 5 points more than the Ersatztruppen or the Landesschützen, but you get 6 respective, or with regards to Landesschützen, 5 more. So this is a very interesting disheartened unit. Also, if you have 14 rifles, they dish out some damage as well eventually. Then you get your ordinary grenadier. You don't get any SP, any SDKFZs or something like that. And you get a grenadier with a Panzerfaust, A or B phase, and the grenadier, you could bring them in C phase as well, but without Panzerfaust, unfortunately. Kriegsmarine infantry, super cool looking dudes. You know them from Verteidigungsbereich Toulon. Leichtes MG 0815, which is actually the First World War MG. And that's kind of the serial number of the MG. And because and it's in Germany you say 0815, and 0815, so 0815 basically, is a saying in Germany for something that is super ordinary, super standard, because everyone was like carrying this MG at some point in World War One. Well, not everyone, but kind of. Then you get the Luftwaffe Flakkampftruppen, which is new. My granddad actually was, as a child, drafted into flak duty, but only locally. So the Luftwaffe Flakkampftruppen, also quite the interesting setup here, because you get a bazooka, which I think is pretty cool. Availability is decent. Also, if you get hit, you retreat. Very interesting new unit as well. Cool uniform. I like it. Then you get some leaders that are known. Pioneer leader, Grenadierführer. And then you get another new unit with the Kriegsmarine Jagdpionier with flamethrower and smoke. Basically, it's like a Sturmpionier variant in a way, with a cool uniform. 25 points. Has to come single vetted. Next up, we've got the Kriegsmarine Pionier, already known from Toulon. Also pretty cool because, well, 2 SMGs, but you get explosives and a bazooka. So very nice unit. In particular, in comparison to the normal Pioneer, I think it's that we've got here. I mean, obviously the Pioneer has 1 LMG, but you usually bring the Pioneer in order to get through, forest and stuff. Then you get the Luftwaffe Führer, which is also only available other than here in 3rd Fallschirmjäger. Kriegsmarineführer, again, cool looking unit with two MG34s for a leader unit. Very beefy for a leader with 8 guys. You know it from Toulon. And the last new unit in the infantry tab is the super cool Jagdkampf. You get 6 of the fantastic G43 rifles. You get 4 MP40s, 2 MG42s, and the Panzerschreck for just 35 points. Availability is 6, 12, 18, so not too bad. You even get 2 cards. So this is a super cool infantry unit, in my opinion, and worth bringing. 12 dudes, also not too shabby at all. But as I said, this is a preview build, so things are obviously still subject to change. In the tank tab, you don't have, Reckon tab. You get your BMW, you get an Aufklärer. He can come in traction, so that could be an interesting option. You get the Spähtrupp, you get the Fusiliers, maybe to supplement your infantry if you so desire, and you get a new unit as well, the Kriegsmarine Jagdkommando. Also super cool. They've got explosives, they've got 3 SMGs, they've got 2 MG34s. Unfortunately, they are slow. But they know how to fight, and you can, for example, send them through a forest and then position them at the edge of the forest, and they will have a chance of clearing whatever is in the forest with their Geballte Ladung, and then they can dish out damage from the edge of the forest with their MG34s. And you also get 2 cards. In my opinion, this is almost like a must pick, and then you can supplement that with one of the faster units in the traction to get into scouting positions, possibly just the Aufklärer because of better availability, and it only they don't really fight anyway. In the tank tab, you only have 2 options. You get the Panzer IV and you get the Stuck 3. They're both phase locked to A and B phase. So it's only a Stuck 3, unfortunately, that retreated to Dunkirk, but still better than nothing. In the support tab, you get your flamethrower, you get 520 520 meter mortars. Unfortunately, it's only 520 meter but yeah, that's how it is. Then you get the Küstenpolizei. That's already known from Toulon. But now with all this disheartened infantry here, and the amount of slots you get here, it might be an option to bring some of them and use the discipline trait they've got. They know how to handle themselves in a fight a little bit as well. And strength 8, so not too shabby. Then you get your Kriegsmarine MG 08, already known from Toulon. And then you get the first new unit in the support tab is the Luftwaffe S MG 271, a French captured Hotchkiss. So I think this is a very interesting option. It knows how to dish out damage, and I'm a huge fan of disheartened machine guns because usually heavy machine guns can handle themselves in a fight, and as soon as they don't handle themselves in a fight, they get killed. And if you've got the disheartened infantry or disheartened HMGs, they are not only cheaper, but they also know when to retreat. So I actually think they are pretty cool. And you get MG34s. You don't get MG42s. But can they come in extraction, by the way? No, unfortunately not. Only in the Kübel. And they... No. And Erdkampflafette also Kübel. Then you get... Okay, sorry. Then IG-18. Very good. You also get the IG-33, so you're sorted out here for infantry weapons, infantry support guns. And then you get a super cool new unit here in the Erdkampflafette that you can bring in all phases, but see, you can upvet it. And this is actually taken from a plane. It's a 20mm cannon from a plane. And look at this rate of fire, 103 rounds per minute. And apparently both for HE shells and AP. This will shred enemy trucks. Look at this. And also lightly armored vehicles. I'm super excited to try this out. This is like a very interesting unit. Then you get ammunition. You get the IG-33 like I've mentioned, and for your commander you get the motorbike, you get the traction and the normal infantry leader. All very cheap options. I think the field traction is pretty cool. It's got good stealth and is super fast, yeah. This obviously is better if you just want it stationary. It's also a good option, but you couldn't retreat if needed, if you had to. In the AT tab, the AT tab is very, very decent. You get 3 cards of Panzerschrecks. You get a PAC 36 with heat, 180mm penetration at short range, so you can use it like a Püppchen. And you get a Marder 3, but it's phase locked to A phase. And it's a Marder 3, very cheap, 35 points, no APCR, but you still have 130mm penetration, which in A phase should be sufficient against pretty much everything, unless your opponent brings a heavy tank, obviously. But then he will be weak at other parts of the front line. Then you get 1 card of the PAC 38, which also has APCR shells, 1 kilometer range, only 45 points, very decent tool. And then you get 2 cards of a PAC 40. That's what a German player or an ex-player wants, 2 cards of PAC 40s. And then you get a Jagdpanther that's been already mentioned in the description, the True Beast. And the Jagdpanther so far is only available in 352nd Infantry. So this is your chance to let this shine. It has to come double vetted. It has to come in A phase, so it's your key tool basically to break down an enemy line or something. And considering that you get the Jagdpanther in A and also the Marder 3s in A, it might even be worth considering not bringing any of these options in A phase, maybe one, depending on your play style, of course. Then the A tab, you get a Flak 38, 20mm. You get 2 cards of Flak 43, which are awesome at actually killing planes. You get 2 Flak 28P, which is basically, this is also kind of new because it's a captured Polish Bofors. Then you get something else that's new, and you get a Flak M31 Russian 88mm. Basically, it's an 85mm Soviet AA gun, and that has been kind of like fiddled with so that the 88mm shells fit in. And you get 2 cards, and if you compare it to the Flak 41, you can see the ammunition, the penetration is slightly lower with 150mm, still good, and the rate of fire goes down from 12 to from 16 to 12. Ammunition is the same, and also availability, as you can see, 246, and it's the same here, 246, but you can't upvet this one. But it's 15 points cheaper, so I think it's a very interesting option. You get one of the fantastic Flak Vierlings. Luckily, they've been buffed. Then you get your ordinary Flak 41, 1 card, and you get 2 cards of the Flak 38. This is a fantastic weapon. Flix used it with Tulor in a tournament or league match some time ago, and surprised his opponent with on Sietlitz, I think, with the 205mm penetration power that this beast has got, and you get 2 of them. Really good card and unit. Artillery tab, you get Beobachter, Batterieführer, you get the FK30T, which is new, at least for in this variant for the Axis. Then you get 3 cards of mortars. You get the Leichte Feldhaubitze, 2 cards actually. You get 120mm mortars. Yes, you can see lots of options. Actually, you would need even more slots. Then you get a new card, the K419F 155mm French captured artillery gun. And it's only 125 points, comes with radio, 7.75 damage, 7,202 blast. This I'm very much looking forward to trying out. And then you get 2 new Beobachtungskübel. Well, the Kübel are actually not new, but what's new is the off-map option you get with it, and that's off-map artillery. One is the your naval guns, and then you also get coastal batteries. This is the coastal batteries, 164mm, and then 194mm for the coastal batteries. Sorry, 164 for the coastal. Yeah. In the air tab, in the description on the news it says, you know, there were very few units nearby for a little bit of time only. The Recon and Night Fighter Squadron, so you don't have many options. You get the ME410A3 as the Recon plane, and then you get the AR 196A3. It's a bit like there's a variant of this one. This one is a new variant, and the other variant you can find in Panzerverband Strachwitz. But in Strachwitz, it's got 2 50-kilogram bombs, which you don't have here. You can bring it in all phases in Strachwitz, and it's 10 points more in Strachwitz. Here it's only 40 points. Also here you do have a better availability because in Strachwitz you get 6 of them unvetted in A, and this one is actually upvetted. You can use it maybe as a little bit as a makeshift fighter as well. 20mm bullets here, 2 of them, and then also 2.97mm bullets plus a turret gun. So maybe if you are circling around, you can defend yourself a little bit, or maybe even take down a slower bomber. Then you get a night fighter, and this night fighter is only in one other division. No, in 2, and that is Tatra and 5th SS. Heavy fighter you can use for close air support as well. The shitty-ish speed can upgrade it, but the agility from worse to very bad is still not very good. Maybe upgrade it for the accuracy, or not bring it at all. Then you get the Junkers 88A4 bomber. Very good resilience for 250k bombs. They're face locked to B and C, or you go for the face locked Douanier, which is a bit faster and has 2 1000 kilogram bombs. Yeah, these are the options you get. I think it's a very interesting division. You can take out tanks. You've got options to take out tanks, in particular also with units like the where is it? The Flakkampfgruppen, only 20 points. Also with your AT guns and artillery options, your AA can take out tanks. So quite interesting. Infantry is good. Not a super dedicated CQC force, but I think on mid-range maps this division could shine. It's definitely very, very interesting. And yeah, what's my favorite unit going to be? Difficult. Maybe the Jagdkampf, maybe the Jagdkommando. Or, well, I haven't tried it out yet, but like possibly most players, I'm most excited to try out the Erdkampflafette. So this is going to be my background photo as well for the YouTube video. Let me know what you think of the division, and stay tuned for more content. Thanks a lot for watching. Until then, bye for now.